that shit. Good thing I didn't delete that shit right there. Fuck yeah. All right. We're up. We're live. How you guys doing tonight? I'm Blue Collar Joe. And this is What the Nuts. Let's see here. Let me get shit straight first. All right. Kind of fucking in a shambles here for a second. I gotta make sure everything's looking nice. Everything sounds good in my ears. Let's see here. All right, that looks good. Fucking sweet. Great. It fucking didn't put the right title on there, but that's what fucking uh that's what YouTube does. Let me fucking look at YouTube over here real quick, cause this is a yeah. Let's see here. Come on. Where the fuck are you? Where the fuck am I? Okay. Oh, it didn't put it in. Oh, fucking dumbass. Oh. Fat finger, everything, because I'm in a hurry. And save changes. That should fucking update everything. It'll update everything for everybody new. Okay. Let's go back here. All right. Here we go. Welcome to What the Nuts. Let's get this up here because I can't read anymore because I suck at reading. Welcome to What the Nuts, the podcast that explores the strange and mysterious and unexplained. Join us as we delve into the unknown, bring light to the bizarre stories and phenomena that leave us scratching our heads in disbelief. From Florida man to ghost sightings, from psychic abilities to UFO encounters, we'll cover it all. Each episode will bring you thought-provoking discussion and intriguing insights into the mysteries that surround us. So buckle up, get ready to take a wild ride into the unknown with What the Nuts. All right, yeah, that's my fake studio audience because I'm here by myself. I appreciate you tuning into What the Nuts this week. Tonight we're going to talk about the Mothman. I kind of did a little, I was a little more prepared than last week. Last week, if you go back and watch last week's episode or listen to last week's episode, you can definitely tell that I was just running by the seat of my pants kind of deal. Let's see here. Let me do this. Then do that. And nope, we'll do there. There we go. And we'll fucking pull this guy down here. Like that. There we go. All right. Now, let's see. All right, so we're gonna talk a little bit about the Mothman, but before we do, let's get the show on the road. The following program is rated TVMA. What you are about to watch contains explicit language, adult themes, violence, and may not be suitable for viewers under 18. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Unmuted yet? There we go. Now I can hear myself. I gotta turn myself up some. so I can hear myself, because that way I can hear what's going on here. I make sure I'm not being too loud for y'all. All right, so in the small West Virginia town of Point Pleasant, in 1966 and 1967 was when the Mothman was first discovered. Tonight we're gonna cover a few things. We're gonna cover I'm gonna try and get into as many of these as I can. It's going to be a little bit of what we did last week. I don't have any. There's like no audio from any investigations. There's no videos that I can really share without getting the owner's permission. So I'm kind of just going off of the research that I've done in the past day or so. While I've been thinking about talking about the Mothman, the legend of the Mothman, how it has evolved. I'm gonna touch on a little bit about some of the eyewitness accounts. I'm not gonna go over all of them because there is absolutely way too many. Then we're gonna talk a little bit about some of the other unexplained phenomena that has gone on in the area, the Ohio Valley, which is where Point Pleasant. Hey, I gotta learn how to read, huh? Point Pleasant, West Virginia, has had in that area over the years. Mothman is not the only thing paranormal that's been happening there. There was the Silver Bridge incident. We'll cover a little bit about that and what happened there. There's also alternative explanations. There's a few other theories out there about the Mothman and what it could or could not be. I found those more interesting than the actual stories of the Mothman because they make more sense in my mind. Let's see here. One thing we want to keep in mind is always have a skeptic mind about any of the subjects that we're going to speak on here, because that way you can make your own decisions. I don't want to sit there and try and change your mind about anything. I can only express what I have found and what I deem to be true. And then I'm gonna try and cover a little bit of the current interests and the ongoing research that's happening. There's also a few things. There's a Mothman festival that happens every year annually. There's a museum dedicated to the Mothman. And in the center of town, there is a statue dedicated to the Mothman. So, without further ado, let's jump right in. Let's get into this. Let me see here. Checking some stuff. I'm gonna show you the you're doing great, buddy. Oh, hey, thanks there. I'm glad I'm doing great. All right. So I'm gonna show you. This is the bottom of the a picture of the plaque that's on the bottom of the statue in town. So it says the legend of the Mothman on a chilly fall night in November 1966. Two young couples drove into the TNT area of Mount Pleasant, West Virginia, when they realized they were not alone. What they saw that night has evolved into one of the great mysteries of all time, Hence, the Mothman legacy began. It has grown into a phenomenon known all over the world by millions of curious people asking questions. What really happened? What did these people see? Has it been seen since? And it still sparks the world's curiosity. The mystery behind Point Pleasant, West Virginia's Mothman. And then it tells you who sculpted the sculpture, and then and there's that. Okay, so that's something that if you visit Point Pleasant, you'll be able to see something like that. I didn't want to show anything other than that because of copyright. I don't know what I can and can't get away with. So I'm gonna try and skirt the line here and talk a little bit of things that I found out about it. So this Ohio Valley, this area where Point Pleasant is, there's a lot of the reason it's called the Ohio Valley is because the Ohio River flows through there. So this part of West Virginia kind of borders it borders Ohio. Okay. Ugh. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and let's see how this looks. Oh yeah. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see that. So this is what the Ohio Valley looks like. Whoops. I didn't want all of that on there. That's okay. So you see, this is here's the Ohio state line and the West Virginia state line right here. If you can see my cursor down here towards the bottom. So this whole area is considered the Ohio. This is the Ohio River, by the way. This is the Ohio River, and this is considered the Ohio Valley. Okay, so with that established, all right. So now we kind of have an idea where it's at. It's right up against it's the area. Now if you look at I'll switch over here. This is the satellite view. So if you look at the satellite view, of the same area, right? The satellite view shows that it is densely wooded. Other than where Mount Pleasant is, that's like where but like all of this area down here, this area over here, this area out here, right? There's a part called the TNT area. I want to say it's up here more. Yeah, I think it's up here. Where the heck is it? I know I seen it earlier. I was looking for it actually. There it is. The McClintock Wildlife Management Area. See, they put pictures of the in this area is where they first saw the Mothman, and during World War I, this was a military ammunitions base. So it was in that time. This is 1960. This is well after World War I, and this has already been abandoned as a munitions. But the reason they call it the TNT area is because that's what they were making there. They were making a lot of TNT. All right, so kind of that kind of gives you a little ways. It's a little ways off. It's a little ways north. Unfortunately, I don't know. I don't have I'm not using Google Earth. I should have used Google Earth because Google Earth will let you uh, measure. So, all right, let's jump into this a little bit here. Um, so, in the small town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, a series of eerie and mysterious events unfolded, captivating the community and giving birth to the legend of the Mothman. The first sighting of the enigmatic creature occurred in November 1966, when five men. No, it was two couples. The first sighting was two couples. This is incorrect, but that's all right. I should have proofread this. Anyways, it was two couples. Let me jump over here because I can the two couples. One was Roger and Linda Scarberry, and the other couple was Steve and Mary Millette. Okay, they told police that there was a large white creature with whose eyes glowed red. So I didn't try and look for the police reports on this one because of the time that it was, how far back it was. The it would have been way too difficult. I would probably had to go to Point Pleasant myself and look at it, f- find out if the uh uh oh man, I'm drawing a blank. I'm drawing a fucking blank. If the county clerk had any of the old, old paperwork from that time. Um okay. So basically this one instance of 1966 when these two young couples had seen this creature. um they're it kind of feels like their whole story, like it was all rehearsed. At least that's what it seemed like to me. I don't know. Now you got to understand, this was well before uh phones. Nobody had cameras. Nobody's hanging around, there like a camera was super expensive back in the 60s. um Anyhow, all right, let's get on with it. The Mothman. All right, so that's like a brief interlude into what the Mothman is, where it originated. We looked at the area. Let's go. Let's move on a little bit, and we'll get into some of the sightings. Right. Um, let's see here. Some of the sightings. Let's see. All right. Let's go over here. So, okay. Of course, my internet is gonna run fucking super slow right now. All right. So this is from a page. You guys can go to this website. It's the Mothman Lives. www. The Mothman Lives, and this is basically an excerpt out of one of John Keel's books. John Keel. John Keel was a man. He was one of the few people that knew the most about Mothman. Like he had spoken to all uh the witnesses. He had extensive interviews with these people. He knew about just about every little thing that someone had reported about it. Um, Not to mention that he kept in he when he didn't live in Point Pleasant, but he kept in contact with, I don't see her name right here. Okay. Height. I want it higher. Is it higher? Yes, Mary Hire. He kept in contact with Mary Hire. Mary Hire was was a reporter for the Athens Messenger. The paper had a sister office in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, on 6th Street, and she was well known for also knowing a lot. So everything that she learned, she passed on to John Keel. John Keel went on to write multiple books on the Mothman and his theories, also some of the alternative theories. So like he was so trying to point out both sides. Some of the alternate theories is that Mothman is not native to this Earth. One of the theories is that Mothman is from another dimension, a parallel universe, so to speak. But let's backpack. Let's backtrack a little bit because I wanted to. This is from where did I get this? Oh, I got this from an interview I found from a documentary that I had watched. So like I had found an excerpt that someone had wrote an article about this uh about this documentary that was released. It was released in 2020. You can watch it. It's on Amazon Prime Video. So it's called The Mothman Legacy. Or no, it's not The Mothman Legacy. It was the other one. Shoot. The Mothman Legacy is also on Amazon Prime, and you can watch that one too. I haven't watched that one yet. I was kind of interested. I just didn't have time when I got home today to take a look at it. I had some chores around the house I had to get done. Let's see here. Okay, so all right. So let's go. Let's dive into who is John Keel. So John Keel, he was born in New York, and his first story was published in Magician's Magazine at age 12. Wow. Okay. In 1951, he was drafted into the Army during the Korean War. He spent his military years serving on the staff of the American Forces Network at Frankfurt, Germany. Okay, so he was in Germany. Okay, so Keel claimed that while he was in the Army, he was trained in psychological warfare as a propaganda writer. After leaving the military, he worked as a foreign radio correspondent in Paris. All right, so he has let's just say this guy has he has an extensive resume, basically. His books include Jadu, UFO Operation Trojan Horse, Strange Creatures from Time and Space, Our Haunted Planet, The Flying Saucer Subculture, The Mothman Prophecies. That's the one I watched. That's so he wrote the book. John Keel wrote the book, and then uh, I don't know. I don't remember who the director was that directed that, but the Mothman Prophecies. That was what I hate it when titles and stuff slip my mind. But anyhow, in that same time, the Eighth Tower and Disneyland of God, and then the complete guide of mysterious beings. So, he wrote a few books, and he did keep in contact with people of Mount Pleasant. or Point Pleasant. I keep saying Mount Pleasant. Like I'm the slow kid here. Okay. Let's see. Let's see here. Um let's see. Okay, so one of the theories while I'm thinking about it, one of the theories is that the area um around Point Pleasant the areas around Point Pleasant was let's see here, I got notes. So the Mothman, okay, so first off, Appalachia and West Virginia, which is like the whole mountain range in that area, is Appalachia. Um, was originally settled by Scotch Irish immigrants. Okay, so um, and those immigrants they brought over with them a let's see here other we okay so the Scotch Irish brought over the I can't believe I didn't note it here. I probably did. Oh, banshees. That's it. Banshees. Um, so there's a connection, like the stories of the banshee, because the banshee uh was like a predictor of death. So like if you were out in the moors at night and you heard the banshee screaming, either you or somebody else was going to die. That was one of the things that um, the banshee was known for um, in Irish folklore. So and that's kind of what people think the Mothman was, and the reason they think that the Mothman is let me freaking the reason they believe that the Mothman is a bringer of, like, not necessarily a bringer of doom, but um like he's a predictor of doom, cuz like there was a lot of uh um a lot of sightings right before the silver let's see here, the silver do, 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 do. The Silver Bridge. They call it the Silver Bridge. It's right outside of Point Pleasant. It's the bridge that goes. It was a vital bridge that went across the Ohio River, and there were sightings of the Mothman, right? And then all of a sudden, the bridge. Let me go back to this one over here. Uh, let's see here. And of course, this is not going to be the one that I need. So the bridge actually collapsed, right? And cut off everyone that was in West Virginia and everyone that was in Ohio that needed to travel across that bridge. Um, at the time, I believe it was 46 people lost their lives on the collapse of the bridge. So, and and many Mothman's uh many locals many locals of of Point Pleasant believe that the Mothman is a harbinger. You know, so bringing like a warning of an impending disaster or something that's going to happen. All right, so from the time, so December 15th, 1967. Okay, between November of 1966 and December of 1967, there were a number of sightings in the area of the TNT area that they're talking about. But like, if you watch the documentary, no no two sightings or witness accounts or anything were the same. Like, everybody had their own twist on it. So I just I kind of I don't know. I just kind of think that's kind of strange. You would think, well, no, I guess in a traumatic event, you would, like, people would see it differently. A lot of people would see it differently. So I guess I can give the benefit of the doubt there. But you would think there would be more similarities other than, oh, it was a thing with the red eyes. That's it. That's the only similarity. You would think if it was the same, between all the interviews I watched, a lot of them, excuse me, a lot of them pointed towards the a different dimension. Like a good number of them, like the Mothman was there 1 second and then phased out the next second. Or the Mothman was there and the Mothman flew away, but uh he just vanished as he flew away. So it's it's kind of that's why it gives me um it gives me the thought that it makes more sense that it would be a creature of another dimension. Um, let's see here. So from that time all the way up until the 70s, okay? So there were sightings all the way up until the 70s, right? And then in the late 70s, nothing. No sightings. Or if there were sightings, they weren't being shared with the media or shared with law enforcement, because everybody knew about it, right? So so you got all this, right? So the 60s to the 70s, you've got a lot of sightings, right? And then it just goes flat, no sightings. So it's kind of like, um it makes you wonder. It really does. It makes you wonder. It makes you wonder why. It's kind of like, oh, did the person that was being the Mothman die? Or did they make it in their time? Did they make it illegal to be phasing to other times? You know? It's just really it ah I don't know. It's really confusing. Like this whole thing. There's years with not even a single sighting. So it makes you question it. I mean, it really does. You would think that if something was that prevalent in the 60s and 70s, and it might be that uh that with the coming age and the age of the cell phone and everybody has a camera, and it might be that the person or persons who were portraying themselves as the Mothman um decided to go silent. Kind of like uh how serial killers do. Some serial killers, they're like, "Oh, well, let me kill a bunch of people. I got away with it. Well, shit. Yeah, I'm good." Or they get arrested for something unrelated and they end up doing a bunch of fucking time, and then they get out and they start killing again. But they don't get caught for the killing. They get caught for something stupid like driving a stolen vehicle or something along those lines. So, so the other thing that happened um, around the same time. So Mason County, West Virginia, which is where Point Pleasant is that UFOs reported in that county were at an all-time high uh, in the 1960s. Now, John Keel was quoted as saying that he's seen so many of the UFOs that he lost count. Now, during that time, Mary Hyre and John Keel teamed up during this period uh, so they could watch UFOs over the Ohio River. So many eyewitnesses were frightened. One lady was quoted as saying, "Is we were not sure if they were from outer space or what. We were scared to death." So so there were a lot of I don't know. The 60s were a different time. You know, you didn't um you didn't have to lock your doors at night in the 60s. You didn't have folks trying to get into your house and whatnot. Um, let's see here. So we covered that. Okay, so there were so Native Americans. Let's jump back to the Ohio Valley. So the Native Americans, right, that were native to that area prior to um prior to the 60s, prior, you know, altogether previously. Um it is said that these Native Americans, the Native American tribes, stayed out of this area because they thought that this area was cursed. Now, the reason it's cursed, I wasn't able to find anything about this. Like, there's scant information about it, but that was one of the things that if the Native Americans are not going there, then what could be going on? You know. The other thing that I wanted to point out, there's a few other things. So you got the natives, you got and I don't remember what tribes. I In the documentary they spoke of so many tribes and they spoke so fast that it was hard for me to write down all the tribes. So I could have paused and went back, and a few times I did pause and go back. Um, but um, some of the other theories that are floated out there are uh that the Ohio Valley. So you got all these rivers. They're coming together, and the Ohio River, and there's these little tributaries that come, and they come together with the Ohio, right? Some people believe that possibly let me look over my notes real quick here that some people believe that because of all the water that comes together. Now there's a theory out there that says that where there's water there's definitely paranormal. And that's, I would say, could be true. I'm not, I've never witnessed it myself, so I can't speak on that. But what they are saying is um one of the theories is that the devil, that's a crossroads for the devil, where the devil comes and hangs out. Um and that was kind of um that was kind of, I think, I want to say, um like it was made more prevalent when in the 80s, the occult, devil worshippers went out to the TNT area and were doing sacrifices, and there were several eyewitness accounts of hooded people out there around bonfires, daytime, nighttime, didn't matter. So that was one of the things that, you know one of the, like one of the theories is that they were out there, they were trying to conjure something, and they might have left a portal open. That could be very well be the case. Um, I mean, I've watched a lot of paranormal shows. I mean, I've had paranormal experiences. However, it just seems that being that there's that much water, that there's a lot of opportunity for somebody to say that that's the devil's playground. I mean, there's a lot of facts pointing to that. Like, why would the devil worshippers go out there? Um. So at first, at first, like in the 1960s and 1970s, um, um, the Mothman was not. He was not labeled as a harbinger. They didn't know what to label him as at the time. Later on, John Keel made a discovery that the Mothman had been sighted at these different events, uh, the Silver Bridge collapse, 9/11, and Chernobyl. Those are some of the ones that allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly because there are no eyewitness accounts. There are no pictures of the Mothman at these events. So I'm not saying that this is the truth. I'm saying this is one of the theories of this is one of the things that could make the harbinger. That's why they would make the Mothman a harbinger. Um the other thing is, like, there's all this stuff. So there's a theory that the Mothman. So there's a theory that Point Pleasant was becoming a ghost town, and uh, with the sightings of the Mothman, it has greatly um, made the city a tourist attraction. So that brings me to the festival. The festival is held once a year. This year it'll be September 16th and 17th. Um, you would you would think that okay. So you would think that if a town is dying, right? A town is dying, and you came up with this fantastical creature, and you said, "Oh, hey, let's um, let's market this, and we'll make it. Um, we'll advertise it. We'll try and get it advertised everywhere, and we'll uh, we'll we'll have all these disasters, and we'll assign this particular entity to these disasters. That could save a town, in theory. In theory, that could save. Allegedly, that could save a town. Okay, so I would say that, with the invention of the Mothman, because I don't know that it's a true. I can't say for real that I'm a believer, even after watching the documentary and reading all the uh, eyewitness accounts. What I can say is that the TNT area I would like to go to. That would be a cool area to go to. I mean, it's a bird sanctuary, so like after um, prior to, it was a bird sanctuary. Um, After the military was done with it, it's still a bird sanctuary. So I think it would be cool to go out there and look around and see if I couldn't see something. Um, there is part of this. There is a part about the Men in Black, and I don't. One thing I did want to touch on is a lot of the stories about the Mothman and about the Men in Black. Of course, they have provoked Hollywood to make movies and TV shows and other media for our entertainment, so that, and they've sensationalized the Mothman. One of the things I ran across was that Batman and Robin had a moth shaped uh, bad guy. I seen it. Yeah, his name was Killer Moth. So he, like I said, the Mothman. This legend, here, um, has provided Hollywood and other media outlets with a I would say a treasure trove of material that they could turn into stories. Um, let's see here. Okay, so All right, we're wrapping it up here. We're coming to the end of this podcast. I want to thank anybody and everybody who came by, stopped by, whatnot. I want to say that the jury is still out on this one. Like I don't necessarily want to discount this one right away because it's so you bastards. I can't even see chat. I didn't realize that chat wasn't even open. It opened it in the browser. Okay, great, thanks. Nobody was peeking in chat anyways, but let's see. Let me pull this down here. I need to fucking pull this down here so I can see this. There we go. All right, let's seize this. Let's see if shit's going to work. It's probably not going to work because I don't have shit turned on. I forgot to turn it all on because I'm slow. Yeah, it's not working. Anyhow, I want to thank you for joining me. Let's see. Follow me on the Twitter. Of course, the Twitter is not working. Nothing is fucking working tonight. There it goes. Oh my God, it worked. All right. Sorry. I get excited when shit works right because I've been having fucking issues with everything lately. We're going to cut this one a little short because the Mothman, there's a lot more to talk about right here. There's a lot more to talk about. Oh, now Streamlabs wants to start. I should have did that a long time ago. Anyways, I wanted to thank everyone, and that we'll be back next week. Next week, I'm not gonna even talk about what we're gonna talk about because this was a last minute change because I had a little issue with last week's video, last week's live. Apparently, somebody had claimed my music, the music that I made for. So I don't know. I'm just over that shit. Over that shit right there. Anyhow, let me go over here. We'll fucking grab this. And I'll copy this. I'm going to put this I'll put this in the description here right quick. That way you can catch out. You can check out my Twitch channel. I'll be live tomorrow night on twitch.tv/The Blue Collar Joe. Come check it out. We play games and bullshit. So I've been playing a few different funny games, and we'll see how that goes. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for joining me, and let's bounce. Or wait, no, what's my outro? My outro is let's see here. Let's see. I think that's the one I want. And I'm gone like a fart in the wind.
I heard you've been looking for me, bitch. Here I go. I heard you've been looking for me, bitch. Here I go. I hear that you're looking for me, bitch. Here I go.